the same speech, for example, and one person can be like, oh, that was a great speech, and another person's like, oh, that was an awful speech. It's like, we watched the same thing. It's perspective. So
I guess that, right, but it was, right, the narrative was, I guess, that you wanted, like, an
yes,
alpha guy.
sorry, I totally.
No, I mean,
I
that's,
totally
think,
got off, but yes, that was like the thing is that I wanted, an alpha, strong, assertive male.
and so that's how I knew of you. And so then it's sort of, alpha strong male. So then it surfaces, hey, we have this thing that pops up with Morgan Wade, and it's like, this is her ex, she's your ex. So was like, where did you guys meet, and was that right after Temptation Island?
God, no, that was that was several years later. So it's been, to put a timeline on things, it's been Temptation Island filmed the fall of 2018. It aired in the spring of 2019, and by the time it aired, I was already dating a new guy. Okay, hashtag issues, hashtag we're working on them. Okay, so yeah, I was already in a new relationship, and I had dated that guy for a couple years, and then after that guy, I really was doing a lot of soul searching and a lot of just like digging and finding out who I am and being authentic to who I am, and that whole journey of not trying to mold myself into what society wants me to be. And especially growing up in Texas, growing up in the South, growing up in the Bible Belt, there's an expectation of what you're supposed to do in life and how you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to look like and what you're supposed to want out of life. And I definitely was drinking that Kool-Aid and hiding who I was and suppressing who I was. But anyway, how I met Morgan was somebody introduced me to her music, and I freaking loved it. I'm a big music fan, especially soulful, lyrical songs, and her music really spoke to me. And so I looked her up on Instagram, and she, I think I messaged her because she was coming to Dallas, or coming to Fort Worth. Like Dallas, Fort Worth are like right next to each other. And I was like, oh my gosh, such a big fan. I see that you're coming, and I was really like just wanting to like meet her in general, thinking like, I don't know, it was a long shot, but I thought, hey, I'd reach out. And then that's how I met her.
Wow. So a fan of the music first, and then when you guys met, I mean, were you, because you had never like dated a woman before that, right?
I mean, I have definitely been with women. I had just never been in a relationship with one. I had never fallen in love with one.
So were you shocked then when you met? Like, did you shock yourself, or like, what was it? Like, what was it?
No, I wasn't shocked at all. Not shocked at all. I didn't necessarily expect it to turn into like what it turned into. Like I said, when I reached out, I really didn't have a whole lot of expectations, or like, even like a goal or whatever in mind of when and why I reached out to her. But I think it was the first night I met her, then that's when like everything changed. Like, as far as like my mindset of like, oh, interesting, and then everything just evolved from there to where I did not expect it, but I was not surprised.
And was it, I mean, man, slipping into those DMs. I swear, people ask me how I date. I'm just like, I swear, I think Instagram, I really am a big Instagram DM. Like, I'm a fan of that more than like the apps. That's just me.
I know, honestly. And then now I'm meeting people on TikTok, although I'm not very good with the TikTok DMs, just because the interface is, I don't know if you've noticed, but on TikTok DMs, it's like it gets buried. It's hard to check your DMs.
I'm not a fan. I'm like old school Instagram, over Twitter, over TikTok, over it all. I'm still into the Instagram the most.
Yeah, no, I mean, same, I think.
I secretly just wake up and pray that TikTok goes away. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen, but I would personally be okay if that happened. So was it like love at first sight? You know what I mean? Or was it like a slow burn? Like, did you guys become friends, or were you just like, oh my God, I'm head over heels? Yeah, I'm asking a lot of questions here today. When you interview me on, you could have a podcast tomorrow. I'll come. I'll tell you anything you want to know about me.
Oh man. It was definitely like strong lust at first sight for sure. I mean, I don't know that I really believe in love at first sight in general, but it was definitely like a strong infatuation. But then, I don't know how much detail I want to give. But yeah, I mean, it escalated quickly.
You can give as much detail here today behind the bumper up as you would like. So it escalated quickly. And then you guys dated for what? For how long?
For about 8 months, but yeah, about 8 months. A rocky 8 months.
A rocky 8 months.
Yeah.
There was this narrative out there. Well, now there is that there was like this secret relationship. I mean, I'm sure you've seen that
stuff. Is that the narrative?
It is.
Okay, so I had to like stop looking at all that stuff. So I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, you're better off that way. I mean, when there's stuff
seriously, I had to I was like, no, I'm not watching this stuff.
Right? And then that's the thing about online chatter, right? If you just remove yourself from it, you're like, life
ignorance
goes on.
Is bliss. Yeah, I'm like, life is just so great. I'm so unaware of what people are saying. So good.
It's better off that way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was, I don't think it's such a big thing, but there was this like, it was a secret relationship. And I mean,
it was just private. It was just, it certainly wasn't secret. Anybody who knows me knew about it. My family knew about it. Her family knew about it. I don't know how much of her family, but some of her family did. And it was just private. Yeah.
That's how it should be, right? I mean.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about, a point when it wouldn't be private, but at that time, we just had agreed to keep it private.
That makes sense. So why did you said it was rocky, like what was rocky about it? Like why did you ultimately break up?
Why did we ultimately break up? We ultimately broke up because I was not getting what I needed out of that relationship. And I had to make a really hard decision to put myself first and to love myself and know that I was worth more than what I was being given. And it was really hard. It was really, really, really sucky because I wanted nothing more than for that relationship to work out. I really, really wanted it. Like I thought I was going to marry this person. And, there's only so much that you can do before you realize, like, okay, I need to step away and put myself first. So that's what I did.
That's a good